Hello everyone. वो कहते हैं ना कि अगर पढ़ना ही है तो किताब से तो अच्छा है, but even better is learning from a person. तो आज सुबह से I have been here and I have been listening to so many great minds of our country, those who have been on the stage. I have been to many places. I have heard sales people making sales pitches. But this is one of the events where I am seeing a lot of educators coming and sharing their real world experience. So I am curious to learn and know more from Mr. Naman, who I have been speaking to about what he has been doing so far. So I am very excited to question you, get my answers, and in the process I am sure that the other people here, the top educators of our country who are here, are also going to take back with them something to think about and possibly also implement. So with that in mind, I hope we get everybody's attention and let's get started. Namanji, great to have you here with us on stage. Let's take the seat and get started.
Thank you so much, Soumya. It's indeed my pleasure and my honor to be on the stage twice and addressing this August audience. And yeah, I'm always
Sure. So I'll just start directly with the. That's great to know. So let's talk a bit about future ready school. That's one of the key components of what we are going to discuss. So ऑडियंस को यहाँ पे क्या आप बहुत ही इजी वे में समझा सकते हैं व्हाट यू मीन व्हेन वी से फ्यूचर रेडी स्कूल, व्हाट डज इट मीन एज पर यू?
अभी पिछले टाइम में दिस वाज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड एंड आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव दैट चेंज इज द ओनली कांस्टेंट. आई कंप्लीटली बिलीव दैट. So unless and until schools continuously change themselves to adapt to the requirements of what the industry requires. So industry-ready school, industry-ready organization is a tagline that is very much limited to higher education. Colleges and universities is tagline we use for it. But I feel that that becomes too late. Because in grade 11, this child has already selected his pathway. So industry-ready school होने बहुत ज़रूरी है. I think that's what the future should be.
I love what you just said because everyone expects the colleges and institutes to impart skills.
Yeah.
But who said that it cannot start when the child is at school? What's stopping us? And by the age of 13, 14, children can actually learn a great deal, right? And वो पहले होता भी था, but for some reason उन्हें बंद कर दिया and engineering colleges can do it. So my son, who is in grade 8, is proficient in coding. In fact, ये जो MeraTutor होगी है that we have built an AI product for education, उसमें एक communication module है which he has worked on. He's in grade 8 right now. Very good with Python. So I believe in what you just said. So, in your view, what does the biggest mindset shift school leaders need to adopt in order to go for future ready schools? यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग पढ़ते हुए हैं, if they want to make their school future ready, what is the mindset they need to develop as per you?
See, my understanding of viewing the generation today, the young generation, first they require respect. My daughter, who's 5 years old, I go and tell her to do this, this and this, she will never do it. I've got to figure out a way to make, first of all, treat her with that respect and treat her like an adult. So that's the first step to get a buy-in from the children. So unless and until the educators change this mindset, then we have to treat the children as equals. How can we even mend their mind or build their minds? So another challenge which I personally feel I By the way, audience, all these questions were pre-sent to me, and I had a pre-planned thought process of what I'm going to say, but I'm not sticking to the script right now. I'm just listening to my heart and my brain and talking to the audience and talking to Soumya. Another challenge that I genuinely feel is that education has become truly transactional because the numbers that we have, the sheer numbers that we have in our classrooms, उसकी वजह से it has become transactional. That connect is missing. I would urge the teachers to build that connect back with each and every child, because unless and until that connect is there with every child, she won't be able to, he or she won't be able to make an impact on them.
You just brought up a important point of schools and educators and education leaders trying to listen to the students and build connect with them. And I think you also wanted to say, turn into their coaches and mentors more than just teaching them. And I think that's one of
The
the
content.
Yeah.
You mean the content?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say, our educators sitting here want to go back and say, I want to implement uh, getting my school future ready. Like you have done amazingly well at your school. We had this discussion. It was truly enlightening what you have done at your school. If they want a roadmap, what would that roadmap look like? इसको simple कर देते हैं. Give us steps that this is what we need to do in order to go to a place where they can say my school is now future.
Okay, so the first step and the most important step is for the school management and the principal and the leadership to decide what their vision is, what they want to do. So I have shared my vision. My vision is very simple. We want to help children identify what their inherent skills are, उनकी natural talent क्या है, उसको realize करने में बच्चे की हमें मदद करनी है, और उसके basis पे they have to build those skill sets so that they can choose the career pathway, right? That is one. Unless and until the school management has that vision mapping done, they won't have a pathway. Second is to build a very, very strong professional development program. If you want to implement technology, if you want to change the pedagogical practices, if you want to implement PBL, if you want to do SEL program, whatever you might want to do, we cannot just rely for a teacher to come in with a BEd degree and then just implement on her own. All of this becomes up in the air, right? So a professional development program. Third, a very strong audit mechanism. Unless and until you measure what is happening in each and every class. So if I am running 2,000 students plus 70 sections, there are almost 700 plus lectures being delivered every single day. 970 sections multiplied by 9 periods, 700 plus lectures are being delivered every single day. Unless and until you audit what is happening in all those 70 lectures every single day between every single teacher and every single child, if there is no mechanism put in place, you won't be able to make that change. So now, just to bring another angle to the AI bit here, because AI is a big buzzword, and everybody's talking about AI. My simple assessment is, if 100 plus teachers are getting audited and there are lesson observations coming in, how do you define what is the professional development program that is to be required for a teacher? So generative AI, rather than just producing lesson plans or worksheets, which currently it is being used for, can we use Gemini or your tool as a analysis tool? Can we not upload all the lesson plans and the HOD can know if the plenary is missing or not? Can we upload all the lesson observations that we have done and we know that this ex-teacher requires hand holding with inquiry in the classroom? This eases the work for the teachers. So I think the first step is having a vision. Second step is to define what the professional development is to achieve that vision. Third step is to audit and continuously handhold. And I think fourth step is start implementing technology, because without technology, us as educators, we won't be able to do all that we are supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be doing 500 things every single day. I think that is absolutely important to do. I hope I've answered your question.
You actually answered it beautifully. You laid out all the steps, and I think the audience here, will be clear with that. And I'm hoping if they want help from you, you are always available to guide them.
100%. Recently we have hosted a training session for 40 educators from Bhutan, from across the Bhutan region. Government of Bhutan sent. We hosted them for a week-long training. We are happy.
Great. So you also brought up an important point about the ability to audit, the ability to monitor, the ability to have the data,
Yeah.
to look into what you are doing. And I'm reminded of a saying which I've always believed in. You cannot manage what you cannot measure,
Beautiful.
right? And it's very important no matter what you do, and I totally agree with you on that. So one of the important aspects that school educators need to focus on to measure things and then think about managing things.
Soumya, one more thing I would like to add it to the audience. You know, tools like Looker Studio, we can build dashboards and so on and so forth, but those use like very quantitative analysis. So, and that's what is beautiful. Qualitative analysis is absolutely critical. And I'll give you an example for that. Recently in my school, there was the primary school teacher. She uploaded the self-reflection form submitted by every child after every chapter. And there was a paradox that was being looked into that. The paradox was that every child in the green light, red, green, traffic light self-reflection, every child had put in green, but they had written a comment, I have not understood the topic in the chapter. So now the head of primary was like, what do I do? There is such a contradiction. What eventually AI helped her find out was the new students did not have an understanding of what the self-reflection process was. Now she got a very clear outcome, so as to I have to work with the class teachers so that the new students who have joined the school this year understand how to do self-reflection. That is the power of AI. But all that is possible once we have all the steps before it.
All right. So let's get into AI in education. Given that you spoke a bit about AI, and I'm sure you are already using it at your school for certain use cases, I would first want to get your opinion on how do you think AI will shape education going forward?
I think AI should not be given into the hands of the students as yet. Too premature for technology. Eventually, obviously, I've already given the use case. I'm looking at the clock as well. Obviously, analysis is qualitative analysis is one use case, very big use case in my understanding. The second use case is AI should become an inquirer. If we are able to program AI to a sense that it only asks questions to students but not gives answers, then AI becomes a tool for the students to conduct inquiry. So I am a very firm believer in pedagogy first. So inquiry, art of asking questions is a very important skill set in our world of education. I think AI can definitely help with that.
Sure, we'll try to be as quick as possible.
And by the way, there is a tool in your tool. I was researching about your product,
Sure.
the thing that you built. There is exactly a button in your tool wherein it only asks a question, it doesn't give answers.
That's right. We have something we call as the coach mode.
Yep.
The student asks any question, doesn't give you the answer. Instead, goes into inquiry based teaching mode, asks you more questions.
I'm very interested in looking at that.
So let's go to the next question, which is what would be your message to educators across the nation on AI, how should they approach it for enhancing learning outcome for students? Quickly, if you can let us know.
Analysis. They should, I think teaching as a job, teachers will never be replaced. Teachers have to be there in the system. Uh, but it has to become a skill. I think that's what my belief is.
Great. So maybe AI can help teachers expand themselves and bring in personalized learning. Thank you so much, Namanji. It was a great conversation.
Thank you so much.
It was an honor having you here. I truly enjoyed talking to you, learning more about your world as a technologist. And I'm sure everyone here as well enjoyed what you had to say. Thank you so much.
I hope that I'm able to answer the questions, and I'm sorry that I was not able to give you the mic now, but I would be happy to converse with you. Thank you so much.